Welcome to UrbanHood, your learning platform. Urban Food Alliance is a 501c nonprofit which reaches out to the needy and the homeless who need warm, fresh cooked, nutritional meals. Urban Food Alliance services the needy in our neighborhoods. Urban Food Alliance works in conjunction with UrbanHood and Speak EQ. UrbanHood is a free learning platform to promote personal development and financial awareness. We simply ask our visitors and members to make a donation to Urban Food Alliance if they are gaining from the knowledge provided. Speak EQ offers classes at low cost and donates the profits from those classes to Urban Food Alliance. Our mission is educating families to build and preserve capital. Our vision is that all families deserve happiness and financial freedom.
Lines of people formed outside of this New Jersey restaurant today. Khan Baba of Franklin Park offers free meals to families every Friday during lunchtime. The response from the community has been overwhelming.
I think it's great because there's a lot of people that are not working and we're all suffering. You know, we have kids, grandkids.
It's very simple. You walk up, they ask for your name, address, and phone number. They asked me how many children I had, and they gave us some little goodies, some snacks for the kids.
Today I'm seeing an enormous amount of people that need help, and it's really it's sad. But we are very happy to help in any way that we can.
The Urban Food Alliance to reduce starvation in local neighborhoods.
And what I see, the Spanish community, they don't get nothing. So I was thinking to help them out because mostly they work in the restaurant business and they lost their job.
In the state of New Jersey, 1 out of 7 people sleep hungry. That's when I said, look, if you look around, your neighbors can go hungry.
Just now, we are a non-profit organization. And being a non-profit, our parent organization is Urban Food Alliance. We do feed the needy. Our website is urbanfoodalliance.org. And our sister organization is UrbanHood. That's why we focus on education. It teaches with UrbanHood, our goal is helping you to make your money to work and understand you also investment, some of the strategies and ideas. If we help you to make money, then we ask you to donate to our cause. As you can see, our education main theme is, we want you to learn how to catch fish instead of giving you the fish. And then second thing, what we offer to our members, that's the edge. So with the education, you need to have extra edge, so you know that you have a higher confidence and conviction when you are in trade. So that comes out with some paid services and tools. We get it. We pull our money and we use those money to get those service that we get it. At the end, we have over 4,000 members. Many are paid, many not paid, but those we help each other to grow our money. That's the support. Third things comes. So when there are bad days that you might be trading alone or psychologically, sometimes you may need little help, extra help. That's what our community does, help each other. So at the end of the day, you learn at the same time learn to protect how to secure your hard-earned money. So this just wanted to some of you see this. This was something we shared that on the weekend, even we remind each other every day. This week in earnings came in Monday. It was the earnings came out. There isn't anything that we paid attention, but Tuesday Walmart and Home Depot had very good earnings. But what happened? Their stock is not responding to those earnings. So that's why sometimes we tell people, please be very careful when you do earnings, you trade on earnings. That's especially if you are not very advanced trader, very advanced high performance trader, please not to go into earnings and you keep asking the questions. I see in different chat line, this earnings went to be good, why stock is suffering. And I remember saying to some of you, join us today, we'll explain some of the things why it suffer. Then you'll see throughout our discussion, we'll talk about it. Lowe's, you see the retail, the Target, they did very good job, but Target got awarded, but others are suffering. Why is that? You never know why some of those things happen, because it looks into forwards, it looks into guidance, it looks into the areas that how they communicate when during the earnings time. So this way the market reacts more positively. Nvidia had awesome earnings. Nvidia is suffering. You see that that stock is not reflecting. This morning Baba had very good earnings. Baba's stock is going down. That's why it's not always good idea to trade with earnings and hoping that it's going to go keep going up, right? But when the stocks goes down, though sometimes these are the good time to start taking advantage of this situation. So then it's a Friday. I think tomorrow I did not see anything really coming up, and that might going to change the market. That happened. Now this thing we hear about, people even private text me all the time. What's happening with the market? We talked about last time and the last weekend, and also today we just want to share with some of you that the stock market and economy is not the same thing. Stock market and economy is not the same thing. People losing job, we are losing our house, we are losing the business with international everywhere, right? It still is that economy is not the same thing as the stock market. The stock market look forward. So if you look at it, what happened to the from especially just let's see the chart. I have it. Whom I'm going to give it to you. Just give me a second quickly. If you guys look at it, the market-wise continue. SPY just kind of gives you an idea. If you look at SPY, just month, look at SPY. That's 2008. Here was a SPY. 2000 bubble happened. Boom, it went down. It went down 2008. It came back up, and when it 2009, and then when it came back up, it just keep going, right? It's just good. It's just up and down, pull back, up and down, pull back. Now look at this 2020. That's SPY. It's January. January came all the way down. You see that here, March. Now you see that since then, I'm looking at it every month. SPY gives a S&P, the all 500 index we are looking at. But look at that. Since then, it not only went to V-shape up. Now look at that. It's a V-shape up on the top. It even went higher, 33. You see on the right side, 3380 SPY. Those who is playing SPY, just SPY alone, it can go over. Next week, you'll see that it will go over 340. Okay. And if you look at in the QQQ, and now it's similar thing. It just market went down, and let's say QQQ quickly. QQQ. What happened? Look at the QQQ. In March, it was February, March. It went down all the way. It's March. You see the March. It went down, and since then, what happens? Good. Now, the reason I came back to from QQQ and SPY, that once gives you, sometimes now people say it's a tech bubble. It is not a tech bubble. No. And if the reason, because it's not technology alone, all this is carrying the flag on NASDAQ is going up. There are businesses, you and I, we know, shutting down. There are businesses suffering. The NASDAQ has thousands of companies in their indices, but not all of them performing in the same manner. Now, if you look at it, that's why sometimes we remind each other that the stock market is what's happening in stock market. Stock market looks forward. When it looks forward, there are business that they reshuffle their own strategies. They partner, do M&A. They look into which area they can tap into. Hence, they are grabbing more market share. You saw Nvidia. Nvidia did not represent well, but it's still all-time high. You see that Square, small medium companies, is all-time high. Walmart, all-time high. It's not technology, right? You see that Target, all-time high. There are stocks in healthcare. Healthcare, Johnson Johnson, J&J, the Merck, they are also doing well. If anybody is paying attention with healthcare, the ETF is all-time high. Retail ETF is all-time high. But now a lot of the retail is going down, right? And so shutting down this, but economy and this stock market is not on the same page. So that's what we want to let you know. Please do not judge or pull your money out and stay on the sideline thinking that the market is bad, but look at it's happening like 2008, there's the pump and dump. It's not the same thing. The economy and the business there are a lot of business out there still you can make money. Like today, those who already know Baba is not all-time high, but it's going to come. So today, many of you already know that this is a good time buy. I say that, and well, it's all up to you that you have to do your own research. Baba is a good stock. It did not reflect their earnings. It will turn around. You'll see that Baba is going to come back up. Now, many people just kept saying, Baba is, if you look at Baba, let me open up to Baba, and then Huma, I'm going to give it to you. Look at Baba, the Baba chart. We're going to now show you. Baba is already, chart is yes, all-time high, but look at last day's chart. At some point, Baba was over 268, I think, at the time. But look at today, market, Baba pull back. I'm looking at daily chart. Look at this daily chart. Baba has earning came in. Earning did not do well yesterday. A lot of sellout happened. Today, Baba is still in this stage. It doesn't figure out which direction is going to go up and down. So we'll see at the end of the day. But when it came down more and more, Baba 250 that range, I was buying more Baba. That it's an opportunity. They have done very well in their earning, and the chart does look, on the chart side, yeah. If you look at this short-term chart, it does look not good. But if you look long-term chart, it does look good that it's going to come up. I'm changing the time frame here. So it all depends which lens are you looking at, and at the same time, all it needs is volume. Once volume gets picked up, you'll see that Baba is going to go over 260 to 270 range. Okay. So what happens when it pulls back? You look for opportunities, and that time you just take advantage of it. Same thing happened today in the morning or last few days. Tesla goes up and down, but Tesla is totally different. It's a stock that does not follow any rules and regulation. We know that it's the moment. So yeah, Huma, go ahead and you wanted to share something about Tesla, and then if you guys have questions, ask your questions, and you can type it on the chat line. We'll go through it and we'll address also as you may have questions, or you can unmute yourself and ask your questions. Okay?
Should I share my screen?
Go ahead.
Okay. I just went on to Tesla. I'm really sorry, everyone. Hello, everyone. I was actually traveling, so I'm not too familiar with what the news in the markets are. Things are, I'm sort of out of in line with the news. Did Tesla announce? I think they announced dividend. Because they never gave dividend before, right?
Right. Tesla is a growth stock. It's not even a stock.
But okay, this is what it says. Well, when I was mentioning the August 21st, I'm sorry for that. That was just making a correction on that. Each shareholder of record on August 21st will receive a dividend of 4 additional shares of common stock. So really August 21, which is tomorrow, is the date for the dividend. And because the stock is going to split, actually, I think on the August 28th, trading will begin on the stock split of 31st. So my understanding after reading this is that because the stock, they have announced some sort of a dividend, they're saying that even though at the time of announcing of the dividend, the shares are not split, once you get the dividend, it will be actually accommodated accordingly. But I think the 28th August is the date for the split, and trading will begin for that will begin on the 31st. So for next Friday, it will split, and the 31st will be the Monday, and you'll be fine. So I guess I was answering someone incorrectly. Just after reading this, that's my understanding. If anybody understands it differently, please correct me. So that was it. So where do we want to start? We want to start from SPY. Oh, yeah. So SPY today has been trading nicely. We are holding, we know all the markets are really good right now. SPY, NASDAQ, everything is just actually holding its, so this is the RSI. The RSI is in the lower range, so that is good. If I just zoom the Bollinger Bands, if I can. Yeah, it's in the lower section of the Bollinger Band, and I think it's holding it's just holding its support here. So it's in a good area. Hopefully it will not fall further down, and once it picks up, I know it is below the 20-day moving average, but with all the Tesla and things coming up, I think we can see a move up in SPY. Guys, I'm going to switch over, sorry, to this one. I'm more comfortable with Yahoo. So sorry for that. Yeah. So yep, as I said, it's a little on the dipper. It dipped a little bit, but it is going to pick up. If you look at the ROC, you will see that it has not moved down. So we are good there. I mean, I think that's one of the good signs that it is not below 0. And so we have some support at this level if you want to go there. I can go over to the 30-minute chart, and you will see that it is still doing, oh jeez, it is still, yeah, I think it went down and now it's bounced back, so it's holding up at 337. Once it's on a 30-minute chart, the RSI is 0. Okay, it might start coming back up, and if you see that, it can go to 340 area. What else? Mushi, you have to help me out. I'm sorry, I was traveling. I'm in a different state of mind.
That's okay, Huma. Let's look into it. Everyone's talking about Tesla. Let's open up Tesla.
Tesla. Okay. So if I was to do a 30-minute Tesla, we all know, sort of started jumping once the stock split was announced. They gave a 420 price for the Tesla. So I think my personal thinking is that it will reach the 2100 mark before the split. And it will. I don't see it going down before any splits. And again, normally what would happen is in the old, not with the Tesla, but A lot of people at times have said that after the split, the stock goes down. But I think with in these times, we have a little different situation. A lot of Robinhood people are there. So my understanding is that with Tesla and Apple, we might see another breaker. We might see both of these stocks running up again once the stock split happens, because there will be a lot of buying. A lot of people are, who cannot afford the stock, probably will take this as an opportunity to, get into the Tesla and Apple train. I would say that. But right now, it's holding up. It's sort of, you see how it consolidates and it takes a jump, it consolidates, it takes a jump. So this is really its pattern. Today it did a huge jump, like in the morning. If I just go on a one-day chart, you'll see this is how it was consolidating for a while, and then it just shot up. So again, it's just consolidating here, and I wouldn't be surprised next week I see another big $100 move like this. So I am happy with Tesla going up. You want to do Apple?
Yeah, we can just go. Yeah, go ahead. Apple. Yeah, that's next one.
Apple. We all know the Apple had the 462 was its 2 trillion mark, and it broke that. So it's now a 2 trillion company. Which is good sign for Apple, especially before the split. It just sort of, it just took its, I would say, it took off after it's announced the earnings, and at the time of the earnings, they announced a split. Because I did trade the earnings, I do remember it was like under 300, it was under 400, and it just, I did the earnings, so the earnings came up good, and after that, I haven't been able to get hold of Apple, really. There's not much I can do about it, but it is holding on these positions. It's really, the 267 is its like a support right now for this time. If I go on to a 30-minute chart, yeah. It's not even, you see, it's not even going below the 450 mark. It's just holding up really nice in this area. It jumped up and now it's in the 460. There's a gap in here, but I don't think it will fill it anytime soon right now. I don't see that. It might fill it at some other time, but not, I think, before the split. I'll go Microsoft because I've been trading that. It's just one of the stocks that I've done too much things on it. Microsoft, again, it did had a pullback. If you guys notice, it went down to the 205 mark. And after that, it has just come back up. Right now, its range, it's trading between 208 and 211. That's been its range for a good long time. The Amazon, Amazon, Apple, and Microsoft. Those were the companies that became the first trillion companies. So they actually are competing against each other. And, I don't see Microsoft going the way Apple and Amazon has shot up, but still there's a room. It is holding its values very nicely at the 210. It might go up. It was, if I go a little bit on this side, yeah, its high was 216, 217. I would like to see it go up before here, but if it breaks this 216, 217 area, I think you can see it right up to the 220 mark, and that would be just based on the volume and volume. I think right now a lot of trading, a lot of people are betting on Apple and Tesla. So some of these quality stocks like Microsoft, Netflix, and all those are actually lagging behind because of that. But overall, they all had very good earnings, so it should be once the Tesla and Apple are done with, I think we can see more people coming back to these quality stocks, and you will see a ride in there. But the good thing was that in the earnings, they all had good earnings. Netflix was.
Thank you,
Sorry.
Huma. Yeah, thank you, Huma. Jatina, the other thing, and those who already know that Apple with the Microsoft, when it was having the discussion with the TikTok, and then stock was going up, but then it slowed down because there are more competitors coming in for TikTok conversation. So that also kind of holding it back. But right now, if you look at the chart on the go back your Microsoft is consolidating. But you'll see that Microsoft is going to go at some point. Once usually this is the nature of the stock. It try to hold on the new price, and with that new price, if it can hold for a while, then it just goes push up. So if you look at the left side around August, Microsoft was close to 220. If you go that over 220,
yeah, it was 217, 218.
Yeah, 218. So it's going to come back up at least previous high price, then it can go over 220. It's not participating as good as others are already doing it today, Tesla and Apple and Microsoft. You'll see that Amazon also is still lagging. It's not all-time high. It can go higher, but Microsoft is a very good company. Those who is looking to invest for long term, and then keep asking the question, is this a good time to buy? This is a great time to buy Microsoft. Okay, you do not have to worry about you're losing money on Microsoft. They stay within it will not go down too much. But if you put your cursor on the moving average, 20 days moving average, and I think you have 20 days and the 50 days moving average.
Sorry, my internet connection is so bad.
Okay, you have moving at the 50 days and 100 days moving average. But if you look at those price.
Connection, internet connection. Hello.
It was I have a Tesla alert was going on. I have alert set up, and I see that there is putting an alert on Tesla is over. For those who is watching Tesla, and I guess in multiple software I have in there, so it was running that alert.
I'm so sorry, guys. I'm traveling and my internet connection is so bad.
Yeah, don't worry, Huma. It's not yours. There was some noise was going on. Okay. Yeah, that's what we wanted to share with Microsoft. It's a good buy to get it. For long term, it's going to turn around. It's Arcade. Check it out.
One other thing, I think for Amazon. One other thing for Amazon and Microsoft, they are, I think they are still waiting for their JEDI contracts to be, for the JEDI contracts to be announced.
Oh, okay.
And they had some sort of case going on for that, right?
Okay, that's good to know. So yeah, there are whenever, especially when there is a lawsuit or something is hanging. That also makes big institution that is still sidelined. They just wait till what comes out. That's when, but as soon as the news comes up and they're okay, then you'll see that Microsoft is going to go up more. Can you do RKT and RKT? That's a ticker we shared this morning. Those RKT, and then after that go Bank of America BSC. RKT.
Might want to look at Tesla. Looks like
Rocket.
Yep. Oh yeah, of course we're going to look at Tesla more.
So Rocket Iron as for
Rocket, Surya, I want to add a couple of things about Microsoft.
Go ahead.
So I've been watching, and if it breaks at 213, there is no resistance until So
Your
speed
voice
is
was
practically go to.
comes
Okay,
and
so my
goes.
net is bad. Okay, I think my net is bad here as well. So I'll let it go. I tap the message so you can get away.
Okay. Sorry, Surya. Go ahead, Huma.
Surya, you can type in. Okay, so RKT was a new IPO, and if we look at it just a few weeks, it's just actually started. So it went up and then it consolidated, and once it's consolidated, it just started shooting up. We all know that this is in the mortgage industry. So it's like Mushi said to us that it is the Geico of the mortgages, right? So and so this is an interesting thing. If you look at just today's chart, I haven't been looking at it, but if you just look at today's chart, you'll see it's like forming. It went down, crossed it here, but then it started coming back up. So it's holding on to its supports really well so far. But again, it's a very relatively new company, so we don't have too much technicals behind it. There was a gap in here, so be careful of that. But again, the trend seems to be really, the trend seems to be really nicely going up, which is, it just shot up. And mostly what happens is, I know when, Snap came up and everything, the first couple of days it went up and then it started falling down. But it's good to see that the rocket, it took its support. It actually opened up, went down a little bit, but then for the whole one day, for like you look at the 8th or the 17th, it was really holding its support. And after that, you've seen how it's rushed up. So I would be, just be careful of this gap. But apart from that, it seems it is going, it is holding itself well.
Did anybody take that today, the ticker we shared with Rocket? Anyone from here? Okay.
I don't think so.
Okay, people are either going quiet or you can type in on the chat line. But let's go Bank of America, please.
We did not get the free subscription, did not get the ticket, Moshe.
Oh, it did not?
No,
okay.
It's not updating on the website at all.
No, I guess we have a volunteer issue.
That's why from 3 days I'm not seeing any ticket basically.
Okay, all right. Yeah, thanks. We'll work on. I thought it went out, and this morning we did talk about it, with a couple of volunteers. But sorry about that. We'll go ahead and start to reminding each other again to add it on the free groups.
Okay, so we have Bank of America, and I will go Bank of America 1 day chart. Bank of America, again, when the COVID happened, it went down, and after that, it was just, it was very, very choppy. It was really a choppy type of a thing, because most people thought that after the COVID-19, we have a lot of job losses and everything, and really, yes, it did happen. A lot of people actually lost the jobs. Many businesses went up, were not doing good. But Bank of America, the good thing is that it is one of the main banks in America. It's one of the largest banks. So really, no matter what we say, it is still going to hold its value for a good long time. I know a lot of people are saying that the banks are, risky and those type of things, but it is really at low right now. If you look at the 1 year chart, it was a $35 stock, and you're buying, at 25, it's still haven't recovered fully. So once the market recovers and everything, I would say it's probably forming a cup and a handle. Mashi, is that true? Or am I just looking at something else? This might be the cup, and it might start to build up a handle. So if it makes that cup and a handle, you can really see it go up high. But at the same time, I said it's even for the 25, 26, it's a good price. If it pulls down to a little bit to the 24, 23 mark, I would actually get in. I was trading Bank of America around the 22, 21 mark when it was, really up here. After that, I just, when it went up, I sold my position. I don't hold any position right now, but now that I see the pattern, I might just try to get back in at some point on a 23, 20, I would say I will more like a 23, under 24. So I would, if it goes under 24, I will probably get in. That it is one of the solid stocks in line with Bank of America. The other one that I'm doing is the JP Morgan. Just to let you guys know, the JP Morgan, again, you see the same sort of a story. It went down, it went back up, it started to consolidate, not consolidate, but it's really range bound. So it's trading between that range. So 95 is, sorry, my internet is just not behaving correctly today. Okay, 95 is it's actually the support, very, very, very strong support around 95, 96 area. And then it just goes back up to the 100 mark, 106 actually went up here all the way. So, again, these are the two banking stocks that I normally trade. Right now, I do hold a position in JP Morgan, but not in the not in Bank of America. So this is my range. I bought actually JP Morgan at 96, around 96. And then it went back up. I sold a little bit of position. I'm trying to get back into it once it hits another, like if it goes back to the 96 area. So I will, this is a strong support. 96 is a very strong support around there for JP Morgan. And again, it's a very strong company. The Bank of America and JP Morgan are, in my, what I understand is, are one of the, have huge networks and, solid companies in that way. What else, Machine? You want to do Netflix? We did. That was getting in range bound. I'm just trying to pick. Anybody else wants anything else?
I think there are a few tickers on the chat line. You want to go through Uber, Snap.
Uber, Snap. Okay. Uber actually pulled back. I'm on a loss on Uber. I actually bought Uber around the 32 mark, and it is now down to 29.73. But if you look at the Uber chart, you see this is, I'm so sorry, guys. Okay, it has a very strong, it had a strong support around the 30. It seems to be, it's shifted its support down to 29.42. If it really keeps on falling, I don't know, but I would see these, you see how it is forming different, like a peak and a trough and a peak and a trough. So I am expecting it to go back a little bit up. And because I bought it at 32, if it goes back to 31.50, I probably will come out of it and then try to get back if it goes down again. I mean, I'm not too comfortable with this sort of shift because it's moved its support down. That was my only concern with Uber Technologies. But if you are holding it for long term, definitely it will just actually, go back up. It's forming these different, peaks and troughs throughout the trading day. In a way, it is consolidating as well between these. If I was to say, between the last few weeks, it has consolidated itself. But, as said, the shift is a little down for me and I hold a lot of positions, so I'm just trying to reduce it if it comes back a little bit up. Uber, what else was there?
Snap.
Sorry?
Snap, SNAP.
SNAP. Okay, yep. You see how tight consolidation it is doing? It's really nice. And it's, yeah, it says, if you look at the, it is our, I'm just trying to pull this up. If you see its the rate of change is trending up, so you might see a sort of a, you know, if this consolidation breaks, it will start go back to the 23 mark, and then it has room to go all the way to 25. One of the other things, because we are talking about the Snap and the Uber, was Twitter that I actually bought. So the same sort of story is happening with Twitter. Twitter was actually, you know, very tightly, and it has an uptrend. So I got in around 37 mark. So you know, you guys can actually look into it if you want. I'm not saying that it will go back for, it will, you know, keep on going higher and higher, but I mean, it's just a matter of time. I just got in at 37, and it has just, since then, it's just gone back up. But it is holding its support around the 37 mark. So if it pulls down to 37, you might want to wait. Once you see the, you know, the RSI or the ROC going back in the up directions, you guys can get in. So that is what I would suggest for Twitter as well. What else do we have?
How about Netflix?
Netflix. I did Netflix, but again, Netflix was the same thing. Netflix actually I bought before the earnings. So believe me, I'm making a loss on it. I haven't sold it yet. I need to average it out, but since Netflix is such a expensive stock, it's very hard to even average it out. It is holding its position around the 466 and 466. I mean, normally this is what is happening. I'm trying to just zoom in and show you something. Okay, so really what happens is it goes to the 280. 281 is a very strong support. Sometimes, like, you know, in the last few days, you will see a dip for it to go, it goes into 470 or even 460 area, like here it went. But right now it seems it is holding itself in the 485, 87, 90, that area. It's taking a very, very long time for it to actually cross that 500 mark that it was actually before. I actually got in around, I was actually playing the earnings, so don't even ask me on that one. But it's my price is actually above 500. So I'm making a loss on it, but I'm hoping that it will break this 500 mark. Once it breaks the 500 mark, you can see good run. Again, Netflix was a COVID stock. It really picked up because of the COVID, and if we are seeing a reduction in COVID, and then again, as I was mentioning, there's a lot of activity going on because of the Amazon and Tesla split. This is something that has, you know, people are ignoring it for the moment. I don't know any news on it. If somebody knows the news, please do let me know. But the ROC is picking up, so hopefully if it goes from here, we might see, if so, like this was the area, right? If I go up here, yeah, it might, yeah, it's sort of in the same area. Yeah. You might see the like this one, the 502, but it's, again, as said, you know, it's having a hard time breaking these zones. For a good, after the earnings, it's just been range bound, very, very range bound. What else do we have?
FSLY.
FSLY. Okay. Okay, so the Fastly was, it went down. As per the technicals, I see that it went all the way down to the 75 mark. It's taking a turn, and you can see that in the ROC as well. So taking a turn, it has this gap to fill. So if it fills this gap, we will be happy. We will be happy team. So it does have this whole gap to fill in. So I am pretty confident that as sooner as the volume picks up further and furthermore, we can see a price action going up. I mean, it can really run up to this 100. Yeah, I mean, this is a good gap. So if it it might not go like in one jump, but it was up $9 today. Yeah, it was up $9 today, another $9 in the next week, and you will see it at going 100. But as I said, the ROC is going up, so we have a good thing here. I don't know. Let me just go into viewer fastly. SI. I'm just going to check the RSI here. Oh, yep. It sort of went up a little bit, but it's in the Bollinger Band. It's in the uppers. It is in the upper band, and you see how the squeeze was. So whenever we have a squeeze, there's a chance that it can go up higher. So it is on a little higher side of the RSI, but we never know. I mean, actually, we can do a 21-day or RSI. Yeah, no, it's still on the higher side. Anyway, so you might see another pullback, a push up because of this gap. So I'm hoping that will go up. Okay, so what's the next one?
Google, I'm not sure if you've done it already. But,
sorry?
Google?
No, I didn't do Google. Okay. Is Google?
Yeah.
Ooh, okay. It's forming a neckline. It's forming a good, nice neckline. If you guys can see that, there's a sort of a neckline being built. Its ROC is at 0, so that is good. If I go into here and I'm so sorry, I can't. Yep, it is. I mean, it is not at the all-time high. So I mean, it's not in the 80, 70, 80 area. It's around 60. So that is a good thing. We can probably expect this Google to go back up to. If I go by this neckline. Okay, let me go by this neckline. If I go by this neckline, we have room for it actually to go up here all the way a little bit. Yeah, you see this red candle over here, it's a little above here, so we might see a $57, $60 if it breaks this neckline, it can go up. If it tries to form another handle with it, then that's a different story. But right now I think it will go up a little bit more. It has a little bit room to go back up. What else do we have?
Zoom.
Sorry?
ZM, Zoom.
Zoom. Oh, Zoom is just, I don't even know how to play with it. It's just, every time I think, okay, I'll probably enter this, and it just jumps up. I'm no longer even thinking of trading Zoom. It's just not, but if you guys had it, it was holding on to this, the 240, 250 mark for a very, very long time. So it was holding it very nicely here. It took a tip, it took a V-shift, and then it is all the way up now here in the 290 area. So, yep, it's the territory it hasn't been before. I cannot say anything on this based on, I don't see any gaps, which is a good thing. So you might not see a short drop, but at the same time, yeah, it was consolidating in this area. It took a dip, but I mean, as I said, this is one of the stocks that is just purely COVID. It picked up because of the COVID, and I think a lot of people are just now invested into this company. So it is holding itself nicely. I don't know any news on it, so I cannot say. But if it went back up here, it's at all-time high. You might see some pull back just because it's on all-time high. So that's what I would say for Zoom. Anything else?
Plug, P-L-U-G.
Plug, okay. Sorry. Okay, so power plug was actually nice. You know, the good thing about this market is after the COVID, I would say it has really, I've been very amazed how it every time different stocks have proved me wrong so many times. So yep, it has a good run. Again, it's all-time high. I cannot say anything. The price is a little on the higher side. The plug power, isn't it ETF or what is it? No, it is to do with construction, right? I'm so sorry for that, PLUG. No, it's not an ETF, but it's like, yeah, electrical parts and equipment, so in the industrial area, okay? Electrical mobility and everything, okay. Plug, okay. So for plug, what has happened is, if we know, people, while they were staying home, they have done a lot of, I guess, home improvements. That's what brings Home Depot and Lowe's, everything construction-wise has picked up. So I guess that's the reason for it to pick up. I don't know. I don't follow the stock, so I don't know much about it. But it has a good run. I see a few gaps in here. So there's a gap in here. There's a gap here. So sometimes if it runs so quickly up, there's a good tendency that it can drop down a little bit too. So just be careful of that. The price is on the really high side. I tend to like it more if it, yeah. I don't think if I go in the one-day chart, yeah, it's just been holding it for nicely. If you're day trading it, it might pick up a little bit from here. I'd see it's holding itself nicely here. But that's only for the day trade. If for the long term, 1 year chart, as I said, it has a huge run. Just be careful, it has gaps. It might pull down. What else?
Intel, INTC.
INTC, Intel. Okay, I got an Intel today. Okay, so this is what I did. It had the, you know, not the earnings, but it's just fell. I didn't get in at that time. I was waiting for it to consolidate. And today when it started going back up, I was reading it over the weekend and all those type of things. I started seeing that it is holding itself nicely to the 48, 47 area. Well, it never went to the 48 area. So today I sort of got in, and again, I'm long-term in Intel. So I don't know how, if you want to day trade it or something like that, but it did run up. And if it cannot make it to this level of the $50 mark, we might see a pullback again to the 48 area. I got in around 49.30. It went up and then it started to come back down again. So sort of in the morning, I got it around here. It went back up and then it's now going down. But I'm, you know, for personally, I'm happy because it has held itself for a while now. It's, I mean, when I look at the one, sorry, another one you're short. Oh gosh. Yeah, when I was looking at the 1-year chart, I'm happy that it is not, it didn't, I mean, it did take a drop, but it has held into that area. Again, Intel, I know AMD, it's a very good competitor of AMD. It's a very old company, very solid company, so I don't see it falling further down. If you see, these levels were actually the levels for the, I mean, I'm not saying in the COVID era. In COVID, it probably went even further down, but it's probably going to hold it up here for a good time. If it consolidates here for a long time, it can go back up again. It's just a matter of time. As per what I was reading through the different articles, it's a solid company. If it puts its bids correctly, it can come back up. So I'm just betting on that way. But I don't see it going back to the 60 anytime soon, though, as that's true too. So what else? You want to do AMD? Because I did AMD for a very long time, and then it shot, and I'm like lost on an AMD right now. Okay, AMD is holding itself very well, but you see how this price action, this return ROC, rate of change, this is very high. It was really, really high, and that's why it started coming back down. As per what I was reading, a lot of analysts are saying that AMD is very, very highly priced, and those type of things. There's a gap here between the 60 and the 70 mark, if you see there, and there's a gap in here. So my thinking is that if this is the 76 area that it touched and it went back up. And if it goes back to the 76, 75 area again, I will wait for it to do a reverse. If it does not reverse and keeps going down, it might actually fill this gap and goes to the 67 into the in the 60s. And I'm really have to see how the price action works. But right now, seems for most cases, it is actually, I think it was day before yesterday. No, sorry. Last week, it did go down as low as the 75, 76 area, I think under this candle or something like that. But having said that, I will, again, as said, if it goes down to the 75, 76 area, I will wait for it to get a reverse. If it reverses, I might get in. But if it drops, it can fill this gap in very quickly. Again, it's as what I was reading through different articles, it is at very high, the price for AMD as 82 is very, in the 80s, like, 85, 86 is a higher price. People are not too willing to, get it. And if you look at the volumes are actually not too great too. So just be careful of AMD if you guys are trading that. What else?
Let's do the last one, CRM.
CRM. Okay. Oh, nice. So you see how these are actually, yeah, I like it. I sort of like it. Just be careful. They might take another turn down and then go back up. But overall, it has moved from this support to this support to this support. If it breaks from here, it might go actually up the way it broke from here. But at the same time, just wait. It's probably on the low, on the upper side. Let me go in. CRM. I'm just trying to see. Yeah, it's in the upper Bollinger Bands, right? You see how these are going in the upper Bollinger Bands, which is always good. Yep. So if it breaks from here, it might go up further, but at the same time, the RSI is on the higher side too. So you might see a pullback going into this moving average, 20-day moving average, and then, hopefully, if it bounces back from here, you can get in. If it pulls down and breaks through this, I would be a little bit more careful. So you see, if it does something like this, just be careful and wait for it to come back up. but right now it's not forming a tight squeeze as well. So this is not a sort of a tight squeeze. I would not consider it as a tight squeeze, but it's in good shape in that way. If you want to wait for it, if you want to wait for it to make its direction and get even higher break through this, then you can probably want to play it that way. It's fine. But looking at this chart here, there's a little gap here. I don't know if that would be considered as a gap or not, but I would consider that as a gap. It's at all-time high right now, seems to be. We tread carefully. ROC is high. In the RMC, the RSI is high, so you might actually guys see a little bit of a pullback. If it pulls back, just wait for it to get into a comfortable zone. Right now, it seems the support is around, if I was to make it based on that, is 192. But let me just otherwise it might, if it doesn't fill that gap, it might just go down to the 195, 196 area as well. There's a possibility. If it pushes from here, then again, it will be a next new high. Wait for it to go to 207, 210, 208, 210 and 12, and then it's every dollar counts. And it can change any time. But again, you see the volumes are not that great. Even if this was today's, I know we are in midday, but the volumes are not that great. So you might not see push too too high. Just on the, do we have any other?
Just one more if you would like to cover.
Yeah, no. IBM, yep.
No, IBIO.
IBIO, okay.
Yeah.
IBIO.
IO, yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that's right.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Oh gosh. IBIO, gosh, I don't like this graph. I seriously don't like this graph. This is a very, very choppy one. This is a slight, this is actually a falling knife, I would say. These are called the three, I think, what are called the falling something? These were the three soldiers, and this is another term that they use for three straight candles down. So after this, I see another drop here. The volume's really, really low. If you played it because of the COVID-19 and you were here, please get out. I don't think it's going to go back up here unless we see hear something, or you guys know anything about this company, which I don't. But as per the graph, I don't see any hope. So that is my take on this one. I would not trade it. Let's put it this way. I can short it, but I won't trade it. But please don't short it even. Don't even short it, because if it proves out to be wrong and it goes back up, you'll be losing money both sides. So don't short it. But I would not trade this for the moment.
Nice, thanks. There's one last one, and after this, guys, we are closing down. So Adobe.
Adobe. Okay. Nice. This is again a nice chart. It's like, whenever it's going in really a tight range, it's always good to see it. It can always come down. As I said, it might not be, it might not be able to break that resistance. If it breaks it, yes, we definitely see an upside. But if it's not able to break that resistance, and mostly they break resistance when you have volume here, and it's a red candle here, so I'm not too sure if it will be able to break that resistance. You might see another pull back here, to back to these levels of support of 435, or for actually there's 430 area, there's some in 426 as well, but mostly in the 430 area. So you might see another in a few, if it's not able to break this resistance, you might see a go back to the 430. I don't want to scale you up, but under 240, under 440, under 450, sorry. So you might see a pull back to the under 450 area. You'll just, again, after that, you'll just have to look at if it is going to have any volume coming in. So, but these are technology stocks. We know that TDOC, Adobe, all these technology stocks have picked up. Adobe was anyway a very, very strong company even before the COVID, no doubts about it. I've been trading it for a very, very long time before pre-COVID. Haven't traded it any time sooner, after COVID, but it was it's a good company. I don't see too many competitors for Adobe. It's a nice company in that way. COVID definitely helped it. It's a technology stock. We all know where QQQ is doing excellent. So the technology sector is doing very good. I don't see it coming there's no gaps, which is good. So it doesn't have any gaps to fill. It'll just form a pattern, as said, a peak and a trough and a peak and a trough, and consolidate in that way. So that, having said that, I just can go back here and say, check Adobe here. Yeah, you see how it's sort of a, it's a Bollinger Bands are not too tightened or too wide, so that's something that the RSI is a little above, coming towards the 75-80 area. It might be that this was the high, right, in the July time. So it might be that people, once it comes here, the people want to buy, sell the stock and take profit, and then it pulls down. But if you look at this has been, for the last few weeks, it has been trading actually on the upper side of the Bollinger Band. If it breaks here, as I said, it's a matter of finding if it can break this resistance. If it cannot break this resistance, it'll just keep on looping, hopefully, in this range till it finds the right momentum, or something, some news pushes it up. So that's that. Anything else?
Thank you so much, Uma. I mean, it was a great.
Sorry?
Analysis. I said thank you. Okay. Thank you for the analysis.
Okay. Just to give me, I was looking at the unusual options. Netflix has so many options. I don't even know what's happening. Anybody knows that? I seriously need to know that. I told you guys I have bought Netflix and I'm on loss on that. So if you guys know anything, help me out. But we have a lot of calls on Netflix. There's a lot of calls on Netflix. So we might see a little bit of, I think Netflix was up today, so I'm not saying that it will keep on running, but as I said, there's a lot of calls. I'm keeping my fingers crossed that it will pull up to the 500 mark. I'll have to look into Netflix. So 520, 495. So yep. But these are long calls, like 11. They are betting it on the November, actually, most on November things. I'll just have to look in these. This is one of the, again, these are the tools, guys. You need to be thankful to Mushri and UFA for providing you all this. Without that, I would not even know it. This is how, I use these tools. We have Benzinga, we have everything over here. So if you guys want to trade, try to make these dots, connect these dots. This is how I would have done it. So just as I said, Netflix, I'm making a loss on it, but now just this.
Stock, Uma.
Sorry?
Do you have options or stocks?
I have stock. I have stock.
Okay.
So Netflix is actually at a, this after today, when I saw this, I was like, wow, I might be able to recover all my loss from here, right? So, and again, though these are options, right? Though these are options, what I showed you, this means why would they, if you have high volume of options, that means, especially in calls, there's a good chance that the stock will go up. Again, so, look at these premiums that they have paid. I mean, I am happy if it comes up to those levels. But again, I use these tools that as a paid member, I get from UFA. Definitely, please use these tools. This will help you make your own decisions. Again, and we have courses. All these technicals, all these charting, how to find the support resistance. I've learned from UFA a lot. So, just use, we have the technical analysis and, courses, so you can take them, and that will give you a good understanding of how to trade yourself. So you guys don't even have to come to us to ask all these questions.
Thank you, Huma. If you can stop sharing now.
Yeah.
And I know there are.
I'm dropping off, Mushi. I have something here. Okay, it's really late here as well. Okay.
All right. Thank you. We appreciate your time, Huma. If you can stop sharing, and then let me share. I know some of this guy asking about Tesla, so I figured, as you know, I'm Tesla fan, so I share the. I'm looking at the chart. If you look at it, what's happening with Tesla now? It went and up. I'm looking at 5-minute chart. On the 5-minute chart, you see that, since in the morning and around 10 o'clock, Tesla was lagging at this time, consolidating for a long time since yesterday. Tesla was consolidating around this price. You see the 1909 to 1876. It was just sitting here. Earlier also, just even before that. Tesla long time sitting there. Just the short. But then this morning, what happened? Tesla all of a sudden came in, just all cool, which pushed buyers came in. What you're looking at, all these buyers, they came in, they put all the way high to Tesla. You see that it came in, it kept going up. It just came to pull back. So it was good. It's a healthy pullback, but you see the selling. People are top it, taking some profit, which is there's nothing wrong with it. This is the right thing to do. As a trader, you cannot keep hoping and praying it's going to keep going up all the time. Take some profit out at some point. I did that. At some point, I took some profit out, and you see that I'll chart everything says, the sellers are coming in, profit out. Again, when I looked into it, I thought, oh man, it's keep going up. I still have more positions, stock and options both, and plenty of them I have, and I'm looking, I sold it too early, right? And I see it's going up. Now what happened? It was from here at this time, Tesla was sitting around 1995 range. Now you see that if you look at it, it's just 5 minutes of Tesla is downtrend. It's going down. More sellers here. Look at this, more seller than buyer coming in. So people are taking profit. Stop thinking that it will be stay above 2000. You never know with Tesla. Tesla I wouldn't be surprised at the end of the day, Tesla is closing around that range, what it was before. We have seen it. Tesla already went so high, right? So take your profit out, and now it's trying to consolidate. We'll see if it can stay above 2000, but technically, right now it's a hype. This stock is it's trading with the hype. There is no fundamental. It's people. What Huma mentioned earlier, that that a lot of UrbanHooders are jumping in is fear of missing out. And I see people asking, is this still a good time to buy? Just be careful. And consolidation, it might go down or just keep an eye on what happens. All right.
Thanks for watching. Visit our website, urbanhood.org, and join our community at meetup.com and look for financial freedom for you. Thank you, and we hope to see you soon.